Hi, vinyl community, it's Maria. It has been 4 months since I last made a video, and today's video is brought to you from here in Pittsburgh, where I have been working since late September through the end of the election. So Wednesday I'm coming home. Love Pittsburgh. I love the rivers, the bridges. When I'm walking by the river and I see the bridges, it reminds me of Budapest. I love the hills. I love that it's not overly crowded. It's affordable, but I'll shut up because then everyone's going to want to move here. And I'm seriously thinking of relocating here because I just love it. So I've seen a lot of Pittsburgh during work because I work in a different neighborhood every day. But then outside of work, I went to Hot Mass a couple of Saturdays ago, went to the Andy Warhol Museum, had a blast. I wore my, there we go, my Edie Sedgwick t-shirt. I intentionally packed it to wear to the Andy Warhol Museum and had a blast. My hair was longer, so I styled it like Andy's wig. I looked awful, and I don't think anyone got that I was doing his wig. But anyway, then I made a lithograph, and this elephant we saw, and Keith Haring painted it, and so I decided to make a lithograph of that elephant. So, you know, you have the thing and you do it. So it's a lot of hands-on fun. And so yeah, so I don't have my stereo here, and I bought 6 records, and I've only heard one of them because I had it on cassette years ago. So let's get started. The first place, so here we go. This is the Georgia Satellites, and the only song I know from them is their hit, Hands to Yourself. They're an Atlanta band. Anyway, so I walked into, it was, what's it called? Amazing Books and Records. There are 2 locations, one in Squirrel Hill, but I went into the one in Shadyside. They, always get 1 free book or record priced up to $10 for every 3 items you buy. So it was a really nice place. I walk in, and you know, I'm homesick. I see the Georgia Satellites. I love the falsetto from Keep Your Hands to Yourself. I can't wait to hear the rest of the songs on this. But yeah, they're an Atlanta band. This came out in '86. It's their biggest album, and let's see, they're sort of, I guess, Southern rock, or I've heard them described as cow punk. And anyway, let's see. When I was reading more about them, because I really just know that one song, I found out they used to play Hedgens in Atlanta, which is just a stone's throw from where I live in Atlanta and where I was living at the time in the 80s when they were playing Hedgens, just, you know, a couple of blocks from where I live. So yeah, if you know anything about this record, in the comments, just tell me which songs do you like, and was this a good purchase? I think it was. And what's funny, when I walked in, the first thing I saw under Atlanta Rhythm section, then I see the Georgia Satellites, then the next band, this is the Brains. And so I thought, wow, what a great coincidence. I walk in and I buy a Georgia Satellites and a Brains album. Then I thought, you know what, I wonder if it's part of the same collection that someone had sold. I'm not sure. But anyway, so the 1980 self-titled album, The Brains, and this is a gold stamped promo. And let's see, so yeah, they're an Atlanta band. They played a lot at the 688 Club. They're sort of new wave. Let's see, so yeah, these were produced by Steve Lillywhite. So I had heard the songwriter Tom Gray. There's a song on this 1980 album, Money Changes Everything. Well, I heard it in '83 when Cyndi Lauper covered it on She's So Unusual, and was great. That song starts the Cyndi Lauper album, and it kicks off side 2 of the Brains album. And it's a good, just, you know, grabs you from the first note and you're in there. So that's the only song, and I don't think I've ever heard the Brains do their own song, Money Changes Everything. I just know the Cyndi Lauper one. So this, oh, and as far as like, me stumbling on the Georgia Satellites and the Brains, and me thinking they're part of someone's collection, two members of the Brains at one point went, and they were part of the Georgia Satellites. So, oh, and if you like a good pun, there's a social group in Seattle of Georgia transplants, people from Georgia living in Seattle, and they call themselves the Georgia Seattleites. So anyway, so the next record store, Jerry's Records. It's in Squirrel Hill, and I absolutely love Squirrel Hill. Great restaurants, great little shops. I strolled all around, just all the neighborhood, all the residential streets in Squirrel Hill. It's just beautiful. And so anyway, Jerry's Records, and so Jerry's Records, it's cash only. Now they do have an ATM there, but they anyway, large selection, very well organized. And the thing that they do though that I didn't like, they would put, and I've seen this before, where the record in a white sleeve is behind it. So like when I turn it over, for instance, with this album that I bought there, Edie Brickell and New Bohemians, Shooting Rubber Bands at the Stars, I want to turn around and see the track listing, but also look at this beautiful art that Edie Brickell did. Well, so they store the record back behind it, but it does keep the inner sleeve with the lyrics and everything. It keeps this nice, so I'm not complaining too much. What I didn't like, they would put the price sticker on the album cover. I didn't like that. Other than that, they're great. They had such a great selection. So anyway, this, of the 6 albums that I'm going to show, this is the only one that I've listened to before, because in 1988 when this came out, I bought it on cassette. I still have that cassette and I've worn it out. Such an incredible album. What I Am was the big hit, and that's not one of my favorites. Some of their lesser known, well, they released Circle, and Circle is just the way she delivers the lines about, there's someone that was part of their circle of friends who doesn't really come around, and she's sort of tentative, like, why, is this happening? Really beautiful song. And the other reason that I absolutely love this, the song Little Miss S. Edie Brickell grew up, just sort of obsessed with Edie Sedgwick. They shared a name. And anyway, so Little Miss S is about Edie Sedgwick. And there are all sorts of references to Andy Warhol and the factory scene and all that. So, yet another reason to be wearing my Edie shirt. And and check me out on Instagram, because I've posted 2 things from the Andy Warhol Museum, and then I've got pictures from Pittsburgh that I'm going to post at some point, because I'm a social media addict at this point. Anyway, so yeah, this is the only one I've heard. All these songs, they're absolutely incredible. Especially then you start off side 2 with Beat the Time, She, Nothing. Well, none of these were released. It's mostly on side 1, and The Wheel, Love Like We Do. I absolutely love this album. And so 1988, it went double platinum, I think. And then I found out, so Edie Brickell, during the time around 88, 89, 90, she would be in movies playing a singer. In Born on the 4th of July, she was singing A Hard Rain's Gonna Fall by Bob Dylan. And in Flashback, she was a singer singing a Lou Reed song. It might have been Walk on the Wild Side, I'm not sure. And then I found out in 2013, she made a bluegrass record with Steve Martin, because he's an accomplished banjo player. I'd like to look into that album. That might be pretty good. And then something else, I watched a video and it hit me, and I went online to see if anyone had noticed this. There were no connections. I was watching her. She looks like she really influenced Shannon Hoon of Blind Melon. tell me if y'all think that's accurate. I mean, like, he really seemed like took his whole persona from Edie Brickell. She did it first. Anyway, so here's something else. And so I had cash. I bought a few albums, was walking around. I'm like, I'm going to an ATM, and get some more. So I went back in. I got this maxi single. It's 4 mixes of Wang Chung's Everybody Have Fun Tonight. So anyway, this came out in autumn of 86. The only thing all these albums have in common, they're all from the 80s. So 4 mixes. We've got, I think Jelly Bean Benitez mixed one of them. So Everybody Have Fun Tonight, the edit, the dub, the early years. Peter Wolf actually produced and arranged these. And so this was, to me, a soundtrack to like this yuppie, so it's a soundtrack to fall or autumn of 86. And I grew up in a really yuppie neighborhood, and I just remember this song blaring from convertibles and, little cute Jeeps. And I just remember it just being like this soundtrack of, okay, it's Friday night, it's Saturday night, let's go out and have a great time. And so anyway, what I was going to say, so oh shoot, where am I? So Wang Chung, so they're from Liverpool. Oh, and they had released Dance Hall Days in 83, I think it was, and I fell in love with that song and the video. But this one is so different because Dance Hall Days was nostalgic, but this was very current and let's have fun tonight. Let's don't think about dance hall days of yore. Let's have fun tonight. And this really was a soundtrack, in my opinion. And anyway, I was going to ask, when they sing Everybody Have Fun Tonight, everybody Wang Chung tonight, using Wang Chung as a verb, what do you think Wang Chung means? Now, the band's name is taken from the Mandarin words for yellow bell, and it's the first note in the Chinese classical scale. But when they're singing Everybody Have Fun Tonight, everybody Wang Chung tonight, put in the comments, what do you think it means to Wang Chung? In my mind, Wang Chung tonight means to just advertise, before social media, advertise that you are out on the town on a Friday night. And we advertised it by blaring this music when you're driving down Peachtree and everyone can hear it. Now you just put it on social media to let everyone know. No, people still blare music, but it's not for the same reason, I don't think. I don't know. So yeah, to me, Wang Chung tonight means, go out on the town and paint it red and let everyone know that that's what you're doing. The next one, until I bought it a few weeks ago, I didn't realize this was a double disc. This is Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. I think it was 84, but look really, the art on, look closely at that art. This is beautiful. And then there's a middle part, and let me do it this way so you can see. So yeah, a double disc, and this is also a gold stamp promo. And anyway, so their big hit was Relax, and it's about delaying gratification. And anyway, they were one of the few pop acts at the time that were openly gay. Holly Johnson and Paul, I can't remember Paul's last name, they were both out. And they addressed, in their lyrics, sexuality and, what else? Yeah. Oh, wait, I'm not even looking. Yeah, so they talked about sexuality. And, yeah, you would also see they had this t-shirt. Well, this is funny. Let me just show this. So on one of these, they're advertising. So they're selling shirts. This is their merch. None of these are the famous Frankie Say Relax shirts, but that would come. And then I'm reading through here. I need my glasses. For some reason, in all of there's a lot of stuff to read in these liner notes. Where is it? Oh, so when Holly Johnson is thanking all these different people. And then it says, the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. I spent an Easter with the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence in Dolores Park in San Francisco in 2003, Easter 2003. Anyway, and then the other one, for some reason, in the liner notes, they list all of these books, everything from Alice's Adventures in Wonderland to The Conquest of Bread to The Wild Duck by Ibsen, Les Fleurs du Mal. I don't know why, and I'll put it, maybe y'all can see it. I don't know if someone just put a book list, as far as, I don't know why it's in the liner notes. But anyway, so Frankie Goes to Hollywood. And so Trevor Horn produced this. And anyway, at age 14, Holly Johnson took the name Holly from, he liked Holly Woodlawn, who is one of the Warhol superstars. Like, it all comes back to Warhol. And then even on the album, there's a quote. It says, I get buzzed off the fact that Andy Warhol's heard of us, because he gets buzzed off the fact that Picasso had heard of him. So I love that. It's sort of like a string of like, ooh, Picasso's heard of you and you've heard of us. And so I can't wait to listen. I really only know Two Tribes and Relax. So I can't wait to hear that one. So tell me, which songs do you recommend on that? Because when I get back to Atlanta, day after tomorrow, I'm gonna go straight to my stereo and just put this stuff on. So the last record, Duran Duran, Seven and the Ragged Tiger, absolutely gorgeous cover. New Moon on Monday. The Reflex opens it up. The Reflex is my favorite Duran Duran song. New Moon on Monday. What was the other big one? It was Union of the Snake. So this one, it was it was their third album, came out in 83. Let's see. And then I think they have a lyric sheet. Here it is. It's the, so Duran Duran, to me at this time, they've got the lyrics. They were very, very popular, and I was in 8th grade, and they were very popular for, the girls in my 8th grade class. You would have your favorite, and how dare so-and-so, I have John. Why does so-and-so think they have John? Well, anyway, they were like our Beatles at the time, and they had, their videos were so stylish, and, we really, I'm still working, stuff. I even put on a mole. I mean, I'm going back 40 years to the 80s and just trying. Well, anyway, so I can't wait. I know the hits from New Moon, or from the Duran Duran. What's the name of the album? I just said it. Seven and the Ragged Tiger. I know the hits. I can't wait to hear the deeper cuts. I'm not going to wait another 4 months to do a video. And thanks for listening to me ramble. And let's hope the election goes well tomorrow. Let's hope, because I might have to be looking, instead of looking to relocate to Pittsburgh, I'm going to have to relocate to another country if it doesn't go well. I'll stop rambling. Bye.